Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Racing in Queensland. And this evening we've got a jam-packed 30 minutes installed, and it's Group 1 Glory out at Eagle Farm. And we've got Group 1 Glory with the Stradbroke, the Derby and the TJ Smith. And without wasting any time, joining me on the panel is three-time Premiership winning jockey and Brisbane Premiership winning jockey Larry Cassidy. Welcome, Larry.
Yeah, thanks Jess, and looking forward to Brisbane's showcase day of the carnival.
Now, without messing around, you've won 3 Queensland Derbies, 2 Brisbane Cups, and you've also been placed in the Stradbroke, so your advice is going to be plenty out there for the viewers out there. Larry's advice is going to be very helpful in finding a few winners out there. And also joining me is Ben Donoghue. Welcome, Ben.
Jess, I'm so excited for Stradbroke Day and Derby Day. No doubt the favourite day on my racing calendar, and see if we can pick some winners.
Well, that's what it's all about today. It's finding winners, and it's Group 1 racing out at Eagle Farm, and also it's Group 1 Stradbroke, the race that stops Queensland. But before we go any further, we're going to preview the TJ Smith over it's race 5 over the mile. Larry, have you got a ride in the race?
No, I don't have a ride in the race, Jess, but look, sizzling, he's in sizzling form. And,
he is.
It's going to take a good one to beat him, and I don't think there's a good one in it.
Yeah. Yourself, Ben?
Oh, sizzling. They can't beat him after last week's performance. Muscled his way off the fence. He gave Academus a start, mowed him down. I can't see him turning the tables this weekend. Sizzling on top, bobbing for Anthony Freedman. He stormed home last start. He's most certainly going to be running on. He's in for second, Academus for third. And Liam Birchley, you rode Pepperwood for him last week, Laz.
Yes.
I'm going to throw in What a Gal. The bottom weight should be a massive price. He's very shrewd, Birchley punters, so take notice of the bottom weight.
Yeah, no, he's very shrewd. There's one down here, number 7 from the Anthony Cummings stable, by Fastnet Rock, and as you saw last week, viewers, Tom Magny, the owner of Coolmore, stated that Fastnet Rock is the next Danehill. 9th Legion. What do you think, Ben?
Oh, gate 13, passing.
Larry?
Look, Anthony must think something of the horse, and it's their last chance to get black type for the season. So he's probably brought it up there thinking that he can upset Sizzling, but I can't see it happening. Yeah,
no. Last 2 weeks ago on the show, you stated that Sizzling's a very good horse, and it's going to go on to win better races, and he's proving that. He's won his last 3, and I've got him on top of Son of Snitzel. He's flying Snitzel from the Arrowfield camp there down at the Hunter Valley. Also, I like number 7, 9th Legion by Fastnet Rock from the Anthony Cummings stable. Now, I don't think he's brought it up here for fun. He's got to be. It's going to be very competitive. And as well, number 4, Dancers on Stars from the Gerald Ryan stable. A Son of Snitzel. I tipped this horse as the best place bet last week, and it saluted running 3rd. So I like Sizzling from 9th Legion, Dancers on Stars, and like you said, Ben, it's a tricky race, but Bobbin and Toy Dinny could be a chance as well.
Yeah, Toy Dinny had his chance last week, albeit caught wide, boxed on solidly. Been a lot of money for Cabayan this week. Punters from Go Waterhouse's stable, they brought it up, obviously a chance. But Sizzling, how confident did Kelso sound after he won last week? You typically don't see those old-fashioned trainers speak so confidently about a horse, and he just simply said he'll win by further, and I think he will. Yeah, no,
now there's a good wrap there. Now we're going to go to a few interviews where I caught up with a young strapper there from the Kelso Wood stable, and also race caller Alan Thomas. Yeah, I'm with Amanda here, one of the strappers for Kelso Wood, and welcome, Amanda.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. Now you're with a lovely grey horse here. What's his name?
It's the grey assignment today I've got, yes. Kelso Wood. Yeah.
Now tell me, do you ever get attached to any of these horses that you strap and look after?
Oh, a silly question, of course. How can you not get attached to lovely horses like these. And probably the faster they run, a bit more favouritism. But no, of course, you treat them like your own kids.
Now tell me, how long have you been strapping for?
Oh, 20, 25 years, showing my age.
And what is it that you love about the horses and strapping?
I've always loved growing up with racehorses, ponies, and the excitement, getting dressed up, going to the races and cheering a winner home. There's nothing better. And yeah, seeing them come in from the paddock and get into training to winning a Group 1, hopefully.
Well, Amanda, thanks for joining us on the show.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
I'm with Alan Thomas here, one of Queensland's legend race callers. Welcome to the show, Alan.
Well, it's nice to be a part of the show. It's nice to be a part of the Brisbane Winter Racing Carnival.
Now tell me, it's a big carnival, big day today, and your voice is going across the airways to millions of people. Do you get different nerves on a day like today compared to a normal, say, midweek meeting?
Well, you do get a bit nervous, but I think it's more excitement. There's a fine line between being nervous and being excited, and I think on these sorts of days, I look back this day last year, we had Black Caviar here. Now, was I nervous about calling her? Yes, I was. Was I more excited? Yes, I was. So there's a bit of both. There's a lot of excitement, and there's a few butterflies in the tummy as well. So yeah, actually it's not too bad. It's not a bad way to be, actually. And how long have you been race calling for? Well, I had a bit of a spell. I started, then I went to Channel 9 for 13 years, and then I came back to Sky Channel in '93. So what's that? This second time I ran about 19 years.
And tell me, the best horse you've seen or called?
Oh, Black Caviar. I think this day last year was very similar to this. There was hardly a cloud in the sky. The first day of the Group 1 racing, and she came here, and I think it's probably one of the biggest days, apart from, I guess, from the day that Tulloch won the Brisbane Cup. It's probably one of the biggest days in Queensland racing anyway.
Well, Alan, it's short and sweet, but thanks for your time. I know you got to get up to the callers box, and hopefully I'll catch up with you next week if possible.
Okay, I'll be here.
Thanks, Al. Welcome back, and it was great catching up with Alan Thomas, one of the great race calls. And as well, coming up further in the show, we've got an interview with young apprentice Bo Appo, so stay tuned. Now it's race 6, the Queensland Derby over the 2400. Group 1 glory awaits one of the winners here. Ben, what have you come up with? Can you throw us in a 100-to-1 winner like you did 2 weeks ago with Fantastic Blue?
Viewers, it's an absolute lottery, capacity field in the Queensland Derby. A couple of question marks. Brambles, will he run the 2400? Is he going to do what he did last start? Can he sustain that on a wet track?
He's by Savabeel.
Yeah.
There's got to be no question of doubt that he'll get the mile and a half.
The only concern, he went so strong in the Rough Habit.
Yeah, and he kept going at the end.
And I just don't know how much energy that takes out of a horse.
Go on.
That's my only concern. It's a Billionaire. They brought it up during the week. Vadavai, West Southwest won last week. Raining, Tunes, the Crepitus for Waller. You could have 10 picks and not pick the winner.
Yeah, I think it's a very open race, and like you got Quintessential there.
Can't win.
But she's not going to get a soft run like she did the other day from barrier 1.
Yeah, exactly.
And she goes from barrier 1 to the outside gate. I'm riding Tickled. He's probably in the deep end here, but one thing, he can run a mile and a half, and he will run a mile and a half. If it's a rain-affected track, he loves it. Yeah. So he's got a few ticks there. It's just whether he's up to the class, but I'm hoping Tickled can do it, and I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. You will be laughing your bank, and I'll be snipping you for a few hundred on the way to the bank if it gets home.
Well, he's got plenty after Pepperwood last week.
Punters 34-1. Did you take a bit of it, Ben?
Oh, no, I didn't, unfortunately. But
I know, I was sitting in the car at the red lights. I was at the red lights and I was on the phone. I saw 36-1, then it blew out to 50s on the exchange, and I thought, I think my wife even had a few sneaky dollars each way on it because she was into the champagne when I got home.
Oh, well. But look, getting back to the Derby, I think I have found one. Punters, you'll get to know my style. I typically like tipping those long shots. Every now and then one's going to lob. I found a couple. There's 3 that I like, namely Raining, Largo de Barra and Tahunga in no particular order. I'll start with Tahunga. It was a massive run last start, over 2,800 metres in Sydney. It missed the kick, Berry didn't panic, dropped out last, circled them 6 and 7 wide. It was gone at the 300 and it still flashed home at the end. It's going to run every bit of this 2,400 metres. It's going to be there. I'll put in Largo de Barra. Lloyd purposely or specifically wanted to get off Isopac to ride Largo de Barra. I thought his win last week in that midweek race at Doomben was very strong. Lloyd got going early. You know he's going to run the trip. Raining was caught 3 and 4 wide. I think you can just forget his last start failure. It looks dismal on paper, but he took off early, was caught wide. He's going to get gate 7 here. He probably comes in with a few emergencies, likely to be scratched. Put those 3 horses in your multiples, and I think Red Shift is the obvious improver for mine.
Geez. You know, you're going to run second last, third last and fourth last.
What's going to win it, Jess? What's going to win it?
Now, I like number 2 here, Brambles. I can't go past it. We had the query whether he'll get the distance. I have no doubt, being by Savabeel, out of the pins mare in Prickle, will get it. Rawilla loves this horse. It just runs for him. Now, I found that horses that run for jockeys, certain jockeys, Larry, you'll be an advocate for this.
Yeah, look, I must say, Brad rides this horse very well, and he showed that when he won the Rough Habit last start. You know, he gets the horse to just travel nicely up near the lead, and the horse kicked because he ran along at a good speed too that day.
He did,
and the horse still had plenty of kick at the end.
And I tell you what, getting on that big track at Eagle Farm when horses roll, he might do a Vo Rogue here. He'll be 5 in front of the 100. You know, he'll jump, he'll run. He'll be 5 in front of the 100 going past the post. And coming around the post, he'll be 5 in front for the second time. And I think he's a certainty. By Savabeel, out of the pins mare, Peter Moody, Brad Rawilla. It's in winning form, good barrier. I just think this horse is going to win. I think the only danger is Vada Vivade from the Moody camp. I mean, it's drawn 19. He has won over 2,800.
Yeah.
He's won at the distance. Geez, it was a good run. He's by reset out of Boisterous Lady. He's won in the wet, and I think he'll be better on a drier surface. Oh, geez, and I think another one here by Darchi Brahma, west-southwest from the Robert Smurden stable. I think it'll be very hard to beat. So myself, I think Brambles is a very good bet. I think it'll go to the front, and it'll stay in the front.
I think an overriding question that we haven't touched on, Larry, you had a ride during the week. What was the track like at Doomben, and what can we expect tomorrow?
Look, I think you're definitely going to be looking at a rain-affected track because Eagle Farm does not dry out like Doomben. Doomben was rated slow, probably on the better side, and it raced probably on the better side of slow. But Eagle Farm doesn't dry out as good, and you know, with a possible shower tomorrow, you know, it's definitely going to be a rain-affected track, I think, which will play into my hands. All of my horses later in the day, and Eagle Farm showed last week that late in the day, it is hard to make ground up, and the track becomes very, very heavy and very testing.
Yeah, I know, they weren't making any ground where they've been. They were just off. But anyway, back to the selections. I've got Brambles on top from the other stablemate, Vadave, and number 5 from the Robert Smurden stable, west-southwest. Now we're going to go to a TV commercial, and straight after the break, we're going to catch up with part 2 with the Racing Queensland chairman, Kevin Dixon, where he talks about the future of Queensland racing. And after that, we're going to preview the Stradbroke, where Larry and Ben will go through the race, horse by horse, and find you a winner. Guaranteed about that. So here comes the commercial.
The carnival is glamorous fashion and Group 1 glory.
My chance to take centre stage.
The carnival is when all my hard work pays off.
The carnival is Australia and New Zealand's test match for horse racing.
This Saturday is Amy Stradbroke Day, the grand finale of the Channel 7 Brisbane Racing Carnival. See Australasia's best battle it out in the $1 million Group 1 Amy Stradbroke. Get your tickets through Ticketek.